Hey everybody, Dovey Bloom here from the Back Nine Golf in Lawrence, New York. I grew up here in Far Rockaway, about 4 minutes from here. I lived here my whole life. I was doing ABA therapy before this. I worked with special needs children. Started playing golf a couple of years ago and kind of got bit by the bug. Got super addicted to it. My wife bought me my first set for holiday gift about 1.5 years ago. Then when winter came last year, I was like, we gotta have a place to play indoors around here. Closest place was 20 minutes from here, charging a lot of money for it, so it was just a hassle to get out there, and then it was a lot of money paying every time I went. They didn't have membership options. We needed one closer and better. Technology wasn't great, so I did my research into the Back Nine and had that first conversation with Darren, and he did a great job and he hooked me, and here we are. Everything just made sense. You know, the fact that you can come 24/7, work on your game, the fact that they're a franchise and, you know, they made mistakes and learned from them and got better. They figured out the best way to make this business successful. They built relationships with Full Swing, which is just an incredible technology, instant feedback. You can learn so much about your swing and about your game. I quit my job for this, so I really have high hopes for it. We're about a month in and we're at close to 30 members already. My goal is to get to around 75, 80. Hopefully before 6 months, we'll be at 75, 80 members. Once we hit that, I'm gonna look into opening one pretty close to here to get kind of the other side of town and, you know, to avoid congestion here. We have a max of about 100 members so that it's not too hard to get a tee time here. We'll have another location open hopefully before we even reach 100 members. And another goal of mine is to open up 3, 4, 5 more locations outside in New York within an hour, hour and a half drive from here and get to that green jacket stage. I just want the members to have a good time. I want them to love coming here. I want them to come in every day like excited, like jittering in their seat at work, waiting for 8 o'clock because they know that they have their tee time at 8 o'clock here. I want them to be excited to come in every single day. I also want to get to a scratch. We have at least one tournament in the works right now that should be starting within the next week or two. Definitely have a few others in mind. Some just special for this Back Nine location. Others with all the other Back Nines, so competing against thousands of other people, Back Nine members. We're gonna be having tournaments just for the country club here, stuff like that. There's gonna be a lot of cool contests. The concept of membership here for sure is the #1 thing that sets us apart. You know, most places range between $50 to $75 an hour, and that's just giving you an hour. Here, you can pay starting at $175 a month, and you can come for an hour as many times as you want in the month. So that can be every single day, twice a day, for all I care. As long as you book your tee time for an hour, you can come from 7 till 8. Just the fact that, you know, you're not being charged every single time you come, so you can come as many times as you want. I think another one is the 24/7. You know, I have people who come in at 5 in the morning till 7 and then take their 7:30 train from down the block over here. You know, it's just convenient. I have a guy who works from 6 till 12, so he comes in here at midnight and he stays for a couple hours. You know, he can't just go straight from work to bed. He wants to get a few swings in. He's grinding here. And I've seen the golfers get better. You know, I come in, I try to, you know, be friendly and hang out with the guys sometimes. I've seen guys go from hitting a slice 50 yards and they're coming and then now they have a little baby draw, and it's beautiful to see that it's working. It's working. So first of all, the accuracy. I've had people come in and just say like, hey, this is exactly what I did. I hit it like that and I was wondering if it was gonna pick it up like that because it still hit the screen. And you know, I like to say it's brutally honest more than it's accurate. I like to say it's brutally honest. It'll tell you exactly what you did wrong. It gives that slow-mo of your club hitting the ball. You'll see if it comes off the toe or the heel or if you did make good contact. They have a whole bunch of data points that are super important for your swing that you wouldn't have just hitting at the range or other technologies that just don't have that kind of data. You know, the in to out club path swing, the club path, if it's coming in to out or out to in, that makes a huge difference in your swing. You know, which direction the ball is spinning, which direction it's gonna go. Face degree angle, like I don't know how this technology works, but it works really well and it gives you that immediate feedback. So the second you hit the ball and it hits the screen, immediately you see the ball flight. It doesn't have to wait 3 to 4 seconds like some of the other competitors. There's also an option on when you're playing real golf called a terrain penalty, where it also kind of makes it a little bit more of a real feel of golf, where if you're in the rough, it'll tell you a certain percentage that it takes off of the swing. So it'll say 80%. So you kind of have to give it a little more power like you would have to in real life. If you're in the sand, it'll say 60%. So you kind of have to hit it a lot harder, just like you would in the sand. So it's really top of the line. I've used a whole bunch of different companies and nothing really compares. Well, I would say definitely go with back nine. That's first of all. I did a ton of research to doing it on my own, and the amount of work and effort that you would have to do and the amount of mistakes you would make doing it on your own. You may think that it'll be a little cheaper. It might be, you know, I get to keep 100% of the money that I'm making. I don't have to pay the royalties to the back nine. It's not worth it. The amount of assistance and guidance I've gotten from the back nine, whether it's Brady and Will giving me help with technical stuff and how to build my client basis, Caden and just everybody from the team helping with that, to Justin running the entire, you know, backside of it with the website and figuring out the Google Maps and the SEO, and then Angela doing everything in between. You know, they really have a great team. It's crazy to see because they've grown from one location just 2 years ago. I think they're coming up on their 2-year anniversary from when they sold their first location, Cedar City, to now where they have close to 100. I feel like by the time this airs, it'll be at 100 already with the way that Darren's moving. Their corporate hasn't grown that much, and they've still managed to get our stuff on time and take care of every different thing. We have our meeting every month where they go over everything, and it's fabulous. I missed Steve. Thank you, Steve, for looking so good. My favorite part about living in this community is probably just the sense of community. You know, we play a thing called Jewish geography, so everybody just knows everybody, and you know, I know him, he knows him, so we all get to know each other. The golf here is pretty great. We have a few country clubs here that are pretty neat. The Muni courses need a little help, but yeah, the food's also pretty darn good. My number one most memorable, there's probably two. One of them was in the Trump Doral course. It was about a 110-yard par 3, and I stuck it to 1 foot. That was definitely up there. I don't think it's even number one. I was playing a course actually about 45 minutes from here, par 5, dogleg right, and to take off like most of the distance, you take it right over a green. So there were people on the green, and I just went straight over their heads, a perfect drive. And I had 183 to the pin, and I hit the best 6-iron of my life, and it landed front edge of the green, rolled up, and then the ball kind of went camouflage with the flag stick, and it just disappeared, and then I just see it like reappear right next to the hole. So it hit the flag stick, and I almost made an albatross. So I kind of did the run, and I just ran up there, and it was 4 inches. Little tap-in eagle was my first eagle. I haven't had one since, so hopefully the first of many. I was also hit with a golf ball once. Those are pretty memorable. I was on a par 3 coming back this way, and there was a par 4 going this way, and guy just sliced it. No 4 yell, no nothing. Just hit me right here. I had a little mark over there, like it was hit by a paintball. It stung pretty good. To be quite honest, there weren't too many. I feel like the process took a little bit longer than I expected. My first location that I was looking at was a place about 10 minutes from here. It kind of fell through last minute. We had a phone call with the attorneys. They were dealing with the contract. It was just a miscommunication. We never told them about the fact that we're 24/7 and we don't have employees here at all hours. And this guy was a real stickler, and he was not having it. So the deal was just dead on the spot. The second he heard about it, there really was no negotiating there. But it was kind of a blessing in disguise, because for a month after that, I was just calling different brokers, trying to find different locations. I even thought about going somewhere near here that was gonna be $10,000 a month, but like it was a much bigger space, and potentially to have 4 or 5 bays in there. But then I kind of remembered a friend of mine mentioning that the Lawrence Country Club has a simulator, tried building a simulator. I wanted to get to the bottom of it, so I just gave them a call, spoke to pro here. He put me in touch with the general manager. I then met the next week with the general manager, the head of the Parks Commission, and one of the trustees. They all loved it. Eventually met with the mayor and got approved to write the contract, and then the contract got delayed. Their attorney was busy doing a whole bunch of other more important things. But really that was the only real struggle, just to find our location. Nothing. I like to spend time with my wife and my baby. What else do I like to do? I like to vacation. I like to play golf on vacation, but outside of golf, not many hobbies that I really do or spend much time on. I like to play music. I like to sing, play the guitar and the piano. Other than that, not really much on hobbies. I spend too much time playing golf to have any other hobbies. I had one really sweet vacation before I was married. I went with a few friends to Salt Lake City, where we snowboarded for 5 days straight. That was pretty cool. Park City, canyons, 99.90. My favorite dairy restaurant is probably Sunflower. Gotta give it to my boy Luis. He hooks me up with the Atlantic roll from over there. And then meat might be MG Grill's Poppers. Come check them out, they're across the street here. And if you actually are at the back nine, if you call them up, they will come and bring it right to the door and give you 10% off on all your orders.